Hey, what's up? My name is Martin. I'm the creator of Super Mega Space Game. Here is Game Dev Garage. Please check the link in the corner and in the description for more details. So I'm making Cocos Creator tutorials in this channel. This tutorial will be about how we can create and destroy nodes, sprites, and whatever you want during gameplay. So in this game we are gonna make a bomb, and we throw a bomb when we hit the space button. Let's check the game. We already made just several videos before. If you want to see how we made this game, so check the link in the corner. Then okay, let's start. So I hide the webcam because it blocks sometimes the UI here. So as you can see, we already completed the platformer here, and we have a character, and we can control the character with keyboard buttons, and we can jump, and we have basic physics rules here. So I want to add a bomb to the game, and when we hit the space bar, character will throw the bomb, and a bomb will explode in 2 seconds and destroy itself. So we will see how we can create and destroy nodes or sprites in runtime. So I will drag and drop my PNG image here. I have a bomb and an explosion image here. So let's adjust the bomb first. Let's make this bomb a little smaller. Maybe this is okay. Maybe 0.7 is okay. So what I want to do is put this bomb into a container node, because I want to disable the bomb image and show the explosion image later. So I want to keep the root node active at the animation time. This is the bomb. This is the bomb sprite. Okay, I will put it in here. Actually, everything is created in the 0.0, so I will reset the position again. So this is the root node, and this is the sprite node. Okay, so, and I will add an explosion node here. So explosion node should be below the bomb sprite. When it's enabled, it should be invisible. Okay, it seems fine. I just disable the explosion because it should be visible after 2 seconds, maybe several frames, and it should be destroyed itself. Now we have it in a node. Now we should make it a physical object by adding a physics component, collider, polygon collider. I want to use polygon collider because I want to keep the detail of the the string here. This is not just a circle, to make it a little more detail. So we can hit edit button here, checkbox here, and edit the physics polygon collider shape. So I just give a rough shape because it's not very important. So actually nobody will notice this very small pixel details. Actually very rough shapes are works really good in physics. Okay, I disable editing here. Bomb. We have a bomb here. It's objects group, and if you want to remember, we have a project settings here, and you can have change the group manager, and we can design several groups, and we can choose which group will collide which one. So actually walls hit objects and objects hit objects in our game, and this is very simple setup. So this is an object, and it is a dynamic rigid body, and it has a physics polygon collider. Very simple setup. So let's put it here and run the game. Let's see what happens. Let me just a second. I will put everything inside canvas because I want to make them positioning based on the screen size of device. Okay, so just I want to keep everything in consistent here. Save the scene and run the game. Let's see what happens. Yeah, bomb works, but very weird way. So because I just moved the bomb sprite here, actually bomb itself is here. Okay, so this is my mistake. I will keep everything in 0, 0 position. That usually happens. So we have a lock button here, so we can lock things, so you cannot click it accidentally. So I will also define a size for my bomb root node, because otherwise I cannot choose it with mouse click. So go to bomb and maybe 70 is okay. So I can just click and choose the root node. Okay, so I put it here. Everything is centered. Let's run the game and see what happens. Yeah, bomb is working. It's a physical object. Whoa. Okay. So next, we're gonna add an animation to this node and wait 2 seconds in animation, then hide the bomb sprite and show the explosion sprite. Then after several frames, we are going to remove the bomb root node from the scene. Okay, so I'll show you how to achieve this. This is bomb. First, I want to add a controller for bomb node. Okay, so I'm going to script folder and adding a JavaScript and call it bomb controller control. Okay, I'm just trying to keep things consistent names. So if something is controller, I keep it name control. Actually, you can choose whatever you want by name. Okay, we have a bomb control script. I will edit it here. Let's clean here. This component will help us to remove the node from the scene. So I will add a remove node function, and this function will be this dot node dot destroy. Yeah, this is gonna just help us to remove the node from the scene. Okay, save this controller and go to the editor. Okay, so how we can call this remove function? If you have an animation and you can add frame events to animation. Okay, so we're going to use it here. I'm going to timeline, add the animation component. Before, I will create an animation folder here, animation, because I don't like crowded places. So I want to make things consistent and easy to understand. Okay, let's add animation component here. It added the animation component to bomb here. Okay, the animation component is this one. So let's create a new clip file. So go to animation folder and give it a name, bomb animation, bomb explosion. Okay, it's here. So when we choose the node with animation component with clip is with clip attached, we can edit the animation by clicking this small rectangular here, open and close record mode. So let's go to the record mode. This is our timeline. With mouse buttons you can drag and drop, and you can navigate through time. So let's go. This is 0 second, this is 2 seconds. After 2 seconds explosion will be visible, so I'm choosing the explosion node, adding a property active. So add okay, just active, and insert a keyframe here and go next frame by right arrow. Here is the next frame, previous, next, left, right. So we can just activate in the scene, so it will automatically add the keyframe here. So at the same time go to previous frame and bomb sprite will be hidden. So let's add same active property in the timeline and insert keyframe. Once you inserted the keyframe, when you change the property, it will add keyframes automatically for the inserted keyframe. Remove it from the scene. Okay, this is gonna be make bomb sprite disabled and explosion sprite enabled. So okay, I just want to keep the bomb explosion sprite visible for several layers, so several frames, maybe 1 2 3 4 5 6, maybe 7. Okay, then we will remove everything, but I just want to add a little animation to explosion. So I will add explosion node scale property to explosion node. Okay, so add an insert keyframe, and it will be expanding a little bit, so I can edit this node here, but I need to unlock it first. As you can see, the timeline automatically added the keyframe here. Very good. So let's make it invisible smoothly by animating the opacity feature property. Okay, this is 100 visible and this is invisible, so I'm gonna make the opacity 0. Let's play it to see what happens. It's very short. I want to make it a little longer visible. What do you think? I think it's not bad. So maybe we can postpone the opacity drop a bit, because I want to make it a little visible several more frames. Yeah, it's much better, huh? Good. So here, after animation completed, I'm gonna add a frame event. You can click the rectangular here to insert a frame event, and you will see a little tiny dot here. Double click the dot and add our function name. Let's remember its name was remove node. Okay, just copy the name of the function and paste here. Okay, save and close. Double check. Yeah, it's there. Okay, so let's summarize things. It will play animation for 2 seconds, then show explosion, then trigger the event. Okay, the event will remove the bomb from the scene. Okay, let's save this animation by clicking here. So you can open and close record mode. If you made some change when you closing it, asks for saving or not. So this is how it works. Okay, so this is the bomb. Actually, if it's invisible because we left it in the last frame, so I'm going to the first frame and exit the animation mode. So this is visible here. So what I expect is this bomb will drop here and wait 2 seconds, then explode. Okay, let's cross your fingers and test it. What happened? Nothing. Yes, this is how it's not working. So what we want to do is activate the play on load feature here, because animation never played in the last test, and we need to put the explosion clip into the default clip. Okay, bomb explosion into the default clip here. Activate the play on load and save the scene and save the world. Yeah, it's working. Very good. So what we want to do is create this bomb prefab bomb node in runtime. So I want to add a space key listener to player. Actually, we already prepared keyboard listeners before to control it, and I want to just make when we hit the spacebar, the player should drop a bomb into the scene. Okay, so we are drag and drop this bomb node to assets folder, prefab folder here. It will automatically create a prefab from this node. So you can use this prefab file to generate same node in the scene. For example, you can drag and drop prefabs into the scene, and it will just copy same node here. So I will delete all bombs because we already have the prefab ready to go. We want to make player create this create node from this prefab. So let's go to the player controller script here. Yes, let's edit this one. So let's first define the property to link the prefab file to the player controller. Bomb prefab cc prefab. Actually, you can define properties like this way. This is short way. Actually, you could define same property like this: bomb prefab and defaults null type cc prefab. You could also define a lot of different attributes here. Please check the manual for Cocos Creator attributes. Also, please check the links in the description. So I will include this documentation link here. Okay. So I will keep it in short method. We have a bomb prefab here, and I want to add drop bomb, or maybe we want to throw it later. Okay, when we call this function, this will create a bomb node cc.instantiate is bomb prefab. Okay, this will make a copy of this prefab node. Then we want to just make the parent of this node. Parent is this.node.parent. What we want to do is put this bomb node into the player's parent node. Let's check the scene graph. Player's parent node is canvas. We are putting the bomb node into this canvas in the below of the hierarchy. So it will be rendered in front of everything. Actually, if you have transparent objects, transparent or whatever. Actually, we have a physical physics engine activated, so objects not overlapping each other, but sometimes you may need to render things in front of everything, like light effects or whatever you want. So just simple information for you. At the same time, we want to position the bump dot set position this dot not dot get position. Okay, this should set the parent and set the position of the node and let it go. So how we can trigger this method here? So we already created the event listeners for key up and key down here. So if you want to see what happened here before, you can just watch the previous videos. Please check the link in the description or in the corner. So I will add another case here. Macro key space. This will listen the space key. We will call this dot throw bomb. Okay, there's something wrong. Okay, we have a typo here. Prefab. Okay, let's go to the editor and check here. We have link for the prefab file. I am drag and dropping bomb prefab here, and it should work hopefully. Let's run the game. Okay, space. Oh, very good. It works. Space. Space. Wow. Actually, it works. What do you think? I think it's really good. Maybe we can throw the bomb, not just dropping the bomb, and when we dropping, it just pushes, and sometimes some weird things happening because things are overlapping each other. In physics, you should instantiate things in the empty area. So let's change the code a little bit. For example, maybe we can have the position like this. Pos equals this dot node dot get position, and pos dot x plus equals maybe 30 pixels. Okay, so set position pos. I just want to push the bomb 30 pixels in x-axis. So let's see. Yeah, it's better. What if we want to throw the bomb, not just dropping? Okay, let's check it out, how we can make it. So when we create the prefab node, we should add apply force to rigid body of the node to make it starting with the v0 velocity. Okay, so we have bomb, we set bomb's parents. Maybe 30 is not enough, maybe 70 is better, and we set the position. Then we want to apply force to the rigid body. So let's read, maybe short better. RB equals bomb dot get component cc rigid body. Okay, we got the rigid body, and rigid body dot apply force to center. I want to apply force to center because otherwise it may require the point of focal point of the force. So I just want to apply force to the center, just throw it. Okay, the vector will be cc v2. We can add maybe 100 on x-axis and 100 for y-axis, so it should be throwing in 45 degrees in angle. And there is another option here, wake option. I just keep it true. Actually the item will be already active, but I just keep it true for sake of security. Okay, it should work. Let's go to the scene and run the game. Space, 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 space. No, it didn't work. Maybe 1000, 10,000, 10,000. We need to try. Okay. Still not working. Oh. Bomb. Rigid body. Apply force to center. Maybe much more, huh? Let's try. Yes, it worked, but this is I think too much. We should adjust. Maybe 10 is more than enough. Yeah, this is good. Maybe we can add a little more power. Okay. If you're playing with physics, you should try. Yeah. This is too much, huh? This is too much, so maybe we can use 2. Try again. Yeah, this is much better than before. What do you think? Whoa. 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 This is good, huh? I find it very funny. This is good. Okay guys, this is the end for this tutorial, and please check links in the description to see what I have done before, and check links in the corner or whatever you want. And if you find these tutorials useful and valuable, please subscribe and hit the bell to get notification, and don't forget to like, don't forget to comment below. If you want to see some topic in tutorials, just comments below, so I will make a tutorial for that subjects. So thank you, see you, bye.